Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here, another episode of Magic Duels. So for today's episode we are back with the green and white humans, and I just realised I thought I had a green mana in this hand, but unfortunately I do not. So hopefully we'll get lucky and find a green mana in the first couple of draws. If it's anything like my my last episode, I will flood out massively and then be completely fine. So okay, so he's playing green and white as well. Green mana? Nope, we do have Thalia though, which is not too bad actually. So I'm quite happy with that, as we can play that out next turn. So we're not in too much trouble yet in terms of green mana. Okay, so we now have blue and black, which suddenly means that I have no idea what deck this guy is playing. Still don't have our green mana quite yet, but we will just play out our Thalia. So all non-basic lands are going to come in tapped for him. So enjoy that, mate. Okay, so we've also got red in here. So we got all of the colours. So that's going to come in tapped. Very nice. Anything good? Fourth white mana. Okay, at the moment we're just playing mono white apparently, because we've just not found any of our green mana. So we're just going to swing with Thalia here. So we do have a thing in the eye, so that's something we've got to be aware of. At least we've got a collective effort to deal with it, which is not too bad, and also a Thalia which can trade favourably with it, so he's not likely to block our Thalia. So hopefully we will find... Oh, and he's got an Anguished Unmaking. Of course he does. So can we have our green mana now, please? Would be nice. Green mana, come on, green mana. Yes, there we go. Finally, so we're going to drop Citadel Castellan. We'll get Hamlet Captain or Duskwatch Recruiter down next time. So at the moment we can't trade favourably with the thing in the ice, but so he's got a Tireless Tracker and a Dragon Skull Summit, so he is going to be able to investigate there. What are we going to grab? A second green mana. That is excellent right about now, because that means we can then play out both our Hamlet Captain and our Duskwatch Recruiter, so that is good. Duskwatch Recruiter is going to be dead useful for finding more creatures if we need it. So we want to try and be as aggressive as possible here, especially with the thing in the ice, a potential threat. So he is going to be able to investigate again here. And he's also got a Sylvan Advocate, which is a 4/5 already. Wow, that's brutal. So we can deal with that with the collective effort, which is quite nice. Okay, we do have a second Always Watching, which is actually really sweet to see. So I'm going to play you out, pumps up all of our creatures again. We're then going to collective effort now, I think. So we're going to destroy target creature. And do we go for the +1/+1s? Yeah, I think we do. So finish there. So we're going to destroy you. We get a +1/+1 counter. And who do I tap down? Probably the... Which one trades less favourably? Probably the Hamlet Captain. Because he can sacrifice one... That wouldn't actually have mattered there. He would have been able to... either of them would have traded quite... Oops, daisy. Either of them would have traded quite nicely, and we may have even got an additional point of damage through with the Hamlet Captain untapped. I forgot that I was putting the +1/+1 counter down. Okay, he's got a Fiery Impulse, which is a little bit sad, Panda, but it is okay. So he's 2 spells away from being able to flip his thing in the ice. Hopefully he doesn't have them. If not, we are up a rather brown lagoon without a rowing implement. See what we find. Consul's Lieutenant is okay. We'll probably play you out in a second. Swing with both of our creatures. This one will become a 6/6. So if he blocks, he's going to block with the Lifespring Druid and get himself a clue. And then I think we're just going to drop Consul's Lieutenant. And see what happens. So this could flip to a Thing in the Ice. Nope, not yet. That's lucky for us. He's still got 2 spells to go. We are threatening lethal on the board, and he does have an Oath of Chandra, which is not particularly good. Let's just pop you now, because he's going to be able to destroy our... Oh, yes, please. So we do have our Heron's Grace Champion. So he's going to be able to destroy our Consul's Lieutenant, unfortunately. Oh, yes, Declaration in Stone. Goodbye, Thing in the Ice. And there we go, we've won the first game. Excellent, let's move on to game number 2. Okay, guys, here we are for game number 2. We're playing the rank 10 Chump Block. So what we got here then? Nothing that we can keep, really. That one is much better. All we really need now is a second white source for Gideon, and I would feel extremely happy. So we've got Duskwatch Recruiter on turn 2, potential Tireless Lieutenant or Declaration in Stone on turn 3. Then maybe Gideon on turn 4 if we found that second white mana. So he has decided to pop his Evolving Wild straight away, and we know that he's running black. So thanks for that information. We know he's probably got some kind of... That is the wrong colour of mana. I want to see white mana. 2 games in a row we've basically drawn into mana that we don't want to see. The wrong colour, basically. One of my dual manas would have been better. What we got here then? Rancid Rat. So I'm assuming maybe like a mono black zombie deck at this point then. He's got Skulk, so he can potentially swing at our face quite happily. We do have the Declaration in Stone, you know, in case we want to use it on a Rancid Rat. I'd rather not, but hey ho. So we now need a second white source for the Always Watching as well. So he has got himself an Evolving Wild, so I'm assuming this is where we're going to see the blue for his blue and black zombies. Yes, so we are playing zombies, okay. And he has a second Rancid Rat, so yeah, maybe it's actually worth using a Declaration in Stone on these 2, as we're getting 2 for the price of 1. So he's going to swing with that one. We're going to take 1 damage. I mean, he will get 2 lots of card draw out of it, but at the same time, it's good value on the Declaration in Stone. Okay, we found a Tireless Tracker, which is something we probably want to play out next turn with the other forest. So yeah, let's Declaration in Stone this turn. Then swing with our Duskwatch Recruiter. Yeah, I think we'll drop Tireless Tracker next turn with a forest, which will allow us to investigate, get our own card draw down. So yeah, there's some good value on those Rancid Rats there. A couple of them exiled. So he's decided to pop one of the clue tokens. Must be that he's looking for something. Or he's got enough mana and a creature that he can play out this turn. So yeah, if we get the Tireless Tracker down this turn, if we find a second mana, a white mana, I would say we could get Tireless Lieutenant and Always Watching down, but we still won't have enough white mana for that, unfortunately. Okay, so he's done nothing this turn. He's just drawn a couple of cards, which is pretty good for us. Which means our Duskwatch Recruiter is going to flip. Oh, what am I... that was silly of me. I played out my... what's I'm looking for? My Tireless Tracker in the wrong order there. So that was really quite stupid of me. I put the mana down and then completely forgot that I was supposed to be playing this one out. Whoops. So unfortunately he is now not a human, so it's not worth dropping our Tireless Lieutenant yet. So this is where I'm going to show my stupidity by playing out my Tireless Tracker now, like a big old numpty. I mean, I could deploy the Tireless Lieutenant, but I don't see the point. If he plays 2 spells and this flips back, it's going to be more worth it, but at the moment it's just a 3/3, because he's just a werewolf, he doesn't get the token. So yeah, that was my own silly fault there. I completely forgot to do that. Especially as that would have been great, because I would have been able to investigate this turn as well, so I feel even more stupid for not doing that. So he does have himself a Diagraph Colossus, which is just going to come down as a 2/2. So nothing too terrifying there. So we do have a Hamlet Captain and a Talia's Lieutenant this turn, so I think this is probably more worthwhile. Or we could go for the Heron's Grace Champion here, as we can play it out with... So yeah, we're probably going to swing with these two. See if he blocks and then maybe drop the Heron's Grace Champion. So if he blocks this one, we're obviously favourable. If he blocks that one... So he decided not to do that, so we'll drop this anyway, I think. Which will get us 4 health back and take him down by 4. By 7, sorry. So he's going to drop to 8. Very nice. Oh my god, he's got damage effects on. Of course he's got damage effects on. So you are going to flip back, which is quite nice, as it will now trigger the Talia's Lieutenant on you. Feels pretty good to be beating up the zombies with the old humies. So Daisy hovering over Hamlet Captain there. Okay, so he's going to mortuary mire. He can't mortuary mire back anything because he has no creatures in his graveyard. So he's going to drop the flesh bag. So I think we'll just sacrifice the... Which one do we sacrifice here? Maybe the 2/2, the Duskwatch Recruiter? Yeah, he's probably the least useful out of all of them. Why would you sacrifice the Fleshbag Marauder and not the tap token? Especially when I've got 3 cards to swing with. Ugh, some people, eh? Some people. Does this give us lethal? Not quite, I don't think. Because he can block one of... No, it does give us lethal because he can only... There we go. So we've won that game. Okay, let's move on to game number 3. Okay guys, here we are for game number 3. So we're playing the rank 14 Deathstroke, who is apparently German, according to his tag. That is a trash tier hand. That is not much better, and that is going to have to be acceptable, unfortunately. We do have the double Hamlet Captain, so it's not too bad. I mean, this is actually okay. If we find a third mana, especially if we find... Yeah, actually, saying that, third mana of any colour is completely fine now. We do have the double green source, so let's play out the Kythian here. So I would actually quite happily trade a Hamlet Captain for that. Okay, so we've got double Always Watching, so if we can actually, you know, get up to a third mana, we are going to be looking quite good with the double Always Watching. Okay, so he's played out a Cleric of the Forward Order, so he gets 2 health. So he's going to swing with the Kythian, would be my assumption. Looks like a life drain there, so he took 2 health and gained 2 health. It's nice for him. Okay, so... Ooh, we got the Canopy Vista, very nice, but we've got to play out the Hamlet Captain first, however. Really, he's got to threaten his Kythian. So we probably want the second Hamlet Captain next turn. So he does have a third mana, so this... I was about to say that would be indestructible, but he's about to gain a ton of health there. So I would quite happily trade my Hamlet Captain for his Kythian. However, he's just swinging with the Cleric. So we'll just block there. So yeah, we do have the second Hamlet Captain now, which is quite nice. Okay, but we will probably drop the Pious Evangel. No, we're going to drop the second Captain. Reason being is that it will give, if we use this, use either of these as blockers, they'll both pump each other up, which is quite nice. So, and we probably want an Always Watching next turn, just to buff these up even further. So he's got a Slayer's Plate, my bad. So we can equip that to a creature, give it +4/+2. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, we have a Citadel Castellan, but we are going to get the Always Watching down first, as it will give our 2 creatures Vigilance. Here we go. So these guys are going to buff each other up. I mean, he could double block one of these, but he decided not to. So we're going to take 8 damage away from him. Very nice. So next turn, we've got the choice between the Citadel Castellan and the Pious Evangel. Does have the Expedition Envoy. Let's see what he does this turn. So he's going to make Kythian indestructible, which is interesting. So we can't actually kill it, unfortunately. So he's going to be able to swing with all 3 of them. So he's going to block you and block you, kill his 2 creatures. I mean, that's going to flip regardless. We can't kill it, so we just have to let that 2 damage go through and kill his other 2 creatures. I mean, we could kill him. He's going to flip now, but we could kill him pretty easily this turn, I feel. So he's going to become, what is it, a 3/3? I mean, you could make him up to a 5, I suppose. But that way we could actually kill him with the Always Watching, so he's actually made a bit of a mistake there by doing that. Well, he doesn't know we have the second Always Watching, which is, I can't really fault him for that. So he's dead regardless. Okay, so yeah, we can just swing with both of these and maybe think about playing out the Pious Evangel here, I think. So we're going to swing with both at you, because that won't die, but either one of these ones will kill Gideon, so I mean, if you +2, we would have just played out the Always Watching. So that one will not die, but that's fine. Gideon will die, which is the main thing there. So yeah, I think we're going to play out the Pious Evangel. It's going to gain us 1 life. And then we can then think about maybe playing out a Citadel Castellan next turn. Could play out both of these if we get a mana. But you could give that Slayer's Pate. So that's going to become a 6/3. Do I just block that or let it go through? How much damage are we going to be pushing through next turn? So let me think about this. So if we let this go through, next turn we'll be pushing through 5. Sorry, if we're pushing through 6. 11, 16 potentially. Am I adding that up right? So that would be a 4/4. No, hang on a minute. So we'd be pushing through. So they both go up to 4/4s, both go up to 5/5s. That would go up to. Do I just block that then? It's a tough choice. I mean, I could let it go through and then just swing next turn. Yeah, I think we're gonna let that go through. We're gonna tank it. Oh yes, oh yes. So we can do both of this turn. So we'll drop the second Always Watching. Now, this is where I'm wondering how badly my maths has added up. So they're currently 12. So I said these will both go to 5/5s. So we're going to push through 16 damage, which is what I did add that up correctly. So he's going to drop down to 2, and then we're just going to play out the Citadel Castellan, which will gain us a life. And we should, in theory, have more than enough here to swing for lethal next time. We've got 4 creatures to his 1. So he's got a Top and Free Blade. And yeah, we've probably won there. So I think we've got time for one more game, guys. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, here we are for game number 4, I think this is. We've gone through these games remarkably quick tonight. So, yeah, can't keep that hand. Oh my god, that's even worse. That is going to have to be acceptable, just because we can't really mulligan down to 5. So we need a 3rd mana pronto. At least we've got a couple of Declaration Stones. Okay, that's cool. We've got at least got a 2-drop next turn. A couple of Declaration Stones could keep us in this. So we're up to rank 17 now. We're flying up the ranks now, which is good. Looking forward to playing next week's deck, which is my retooled Super Friends deck. There we go. We've got the 3rd mana that we need for the Pious Evangel next turn, which is good. Ulvenwald Mysteries will probably come down on turn 4 if we don't find anything more spectacular. Okay, so we've got red, blue and green so far. Okay, so he's just going to straight up Oath of Chandra our Duskwatch Recruiter, unfortunately. It's a shame, but not the end of the world. Okay, we do have a Thalia's Lieutenant, which is quite nice. So we've got 2/3 of my holy trifecta of humans. So we're going to drop the Pious Evangel, maybe drop the Thalia's Lieutenant next turn. I'm also thinking Ulvenwald Mysteries, just in case he's got any more burn. So he's got his own Tireless Tracker, so I'm almost thinking just if I get a 4th mana, I will declare and stone you and drop Thalia's Lieutenant. So we did not get that, although we do have the collector. Oh, we still can't really use that though. So I'm thinking just declare you in stone anyway. Maybe drop Thalia's Lieutenant next turn. Yeah, we couldn't even deal with that with the collective effort either, because we're still missing the 2nd white source for that spell, so I couldn't even allow him to pump himself up by sacrificing one of his clues. Okay, so he's played out a Deathcap Cultivator, not too scary, and he's got a 2nd Oath of Chandra, so not playing out my Ulvenwald Mysteries is now looking like a bad idea. Okay, so what have we got then? Consul's Lieutenant we can't play, so we just have to play out Thalia's Lieutenant and hope that we get something to pump it up next turn, such as the Consul's Lieutenant. So we need a 4th mana at this point. We're a little bit mana screwed, unfortunately. You know, you can't have all the luck, unfortunately. Oh wow, he's got Oblivion Sower, so there goes all the mana that we were about to find. What do we get exiled? Always watching Pious Evangel and Tireless Tracker, so we did have 1 mana in there somewhere. So he has sacrificed one of his clues there, but luckily we do have a 2nd declaration in stone for that particular creature. Banner? Okay, so we have to do that first. We'll swing for 1, because why not? And then we'll probably try and play out Thalia next turn, just because we can. So we've got Thalia and her Lieutenant. That's quite nice. I'm not sure I've actually had these 2 creatures down together before. Just realised that. Oh my god, he's got the Gitrog monster. Whoa! We need a white mana. Come on, game. Don't desert me now. We need that white source for the collective effort. Come on, come on, come on. We can destroy that as well. Come on. Damn it! Damn it! All to hell! We're still looking for that white source. If we had that white source, we'd be fine. Good collective efforts at it. We'll not be attacking for obvious reasons. As soon as we find that white source, we're going to be looking absolutely pretty, but unfortunately, until we find that white source. What happened there? Oh, that was one. Oh, I see. That was one of my manas that he sacrificed the mana that he got from Oblivion Sower, and because it's mine, it came back to my graveyard. Okay. Did not realise it did that. I've obviously never seen the Gitrog monster synergised up with Oblivion Sower before. So we're going to have to take that 6 damage, unfortunately. And he's got an Anguished Unmaking, so goodbye Thalia. At least he lost 3 health because of that. Come on. White Source. Oh, Woodland Wanderer is not overly fun. Comes down as a 6/6. Wow. And yeah, at this point I think we are in a whole world of trouble. We have not got that white source. We now have 2 6/6s down that we can't deal with. That one's got trample, so even if I were to chump block it, that 6 damage would still be going through. So yeah, clearly our luck ran out in this final, the final game of today. It's okay, we know our luck had to run out sometime. We're up to 17/16, so we're doing pretty well. I'm out of the doldrums of the... Oh, and we've got Sorin as well, so yeah, this is pretty much GG now, because he can just -2 Sorin and kill my Thalia's Lieutenant, I believe. So yeah, I think this is G, and we're going to lose 2 damage from that. Let me just add this up here. So we lose 2 damage from the Oath of Chandra. He does 14 damage here, so yeah, that's GG. Unfortunately, we're just going to concede there because we've already lost. Okay guys, that is the end of the episode for now. I think I mentioned earlier, but Super Friends is the next deck up. I did try it out on my stream the other day, so I know that it works pretty well, so I'm looking forward to showing that off. But yeah, I'll leave it here for now. As always guys, don't forget to comment and like if you've enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.